Go for it.
How long did it take each of you to write the books?
Gosh. Well, I was doing a stem cell transplant, bone marrow transplant, and that was kind of the impetus. I was like, I might die right now, so I better write something for my son. And we did the documentary. And also it's just a coming to terms, like, well, how do I want my life to be different once I do this? Because I probably won't die as much as I go there dramatically, and there'll be an after. So what am I going to do after?
You got nervous. Yeah.
I did, as we all do, meeting a big crisis in our lives. You know, you're like, what's going to happen? Can I take this? And so it was just like a really finally meeting myself. I had spent so much of my life really trying to check out. You know, I really was such a loving person, but also really ill-equipped. You know, just very surprise, awkward, socially awkward, emotionally vacillated between highly mature and really super, super immature. So it was like, oh,
She's
God.
one of the funniest people you'll ever know.
Funniest looking. Oh, no, thank you. I love it. Someone else said I was funny today.
You are hysterical.
So, it was going into that I decided I would write this book. And I thought, great, okay, after 3 months after my bone marrow transplant, I'm going to feel great, better than I ever have, supposedly, because I'd had this MS my whole life, and I didn't know. It was a big reason for my self-medicating and all that stuff. So, sadly, though, when I came out of it, it took me longer than I thought, because I couldn't see very well, like brain to eye. It wasn't like glasses weren't going to fix it. So it's like, ooh, how do I write? And then I was like, well, I'll talk, I'll transcribe. But whenever I hit something that means something to me in my emotions, for some reason, I don't speak well. I'll have spasticity, things will hit. So my whole book was, and I was very early in my recovery. So the book did take like a year. I thought it would be so much, you know, because I was wondering, did you do a whole outline and all that? Like, were you totally like ready to go? Like, I had an outline and I was like, oh shit, this is my outline? Wow. Like, this is what I did. This is what I have to write about. It was very simple, but that was what I pitched.
Did it change over time?
No, it stayed. I had people keeping me close, and it turned out there were things of value in that outline that I was like, that's not my life, that outline. And I was like, no, anything is what you're remembering is part of your life. So it was okay.
Was there ever a moment where you were like, why am I doing this?
The night before that it was going to print.
Oh.
See, it was in COVID. COVID hit, and I thought, because I did need help. I did. I mean, I needed help physically writing it, and I thought, oh, there's going to be something to make this great. Like, I've always been a reader. I always wanted to write a book, but my mother, controlling, amazing woman, was like, you better write a book before I die because you need me to be your editor. You are hopeless, you know. But she always knew that I had books in me, and I know I have another totally different memoir too, you know, which is funny, you know, because wild. Wow. But it is the second half.
Jordy's like, no.
I know, no. But it did. It didn't take as long as it could have, because I actually had an amazing book agent that I'd write 10 pages or so a day on a yellow legal pad, and I'd take a picture and I'd send it to my book agent, and she'd type it for me. That won't go on again. I don't get a free pass for that for any other book. About that. Yeah, I know. But she did it, and it's unbelievable. That's I love her for life. But then the night before that, it was going to press. I didn't realize in COVID, I really didn't realize it was all coming to a head so soon. I thought, when's my time to work with my editor? And we're gonna like go through my pictures and my journals, and she'll really pinpoint like quotes and everything. And then when I realized, oh my God, it's all up to me, just like truly finding water and food is really gonna be all up to us when this life goes. So it's like, and so I sat in front of my fire and just was crossing out everything in every page. I was rewriting until my assistant came in the morning, and he's like, FedEx has to take it. I'm like, there's 10 more pages that didn't get rewritten. But like every line, I pulled the all-nighter of all-nighters. And I'm like, if I can do this, like I can learn to have a better second half of my life. So it took like a little over a year. I felt like it would have been quicker because I'm someone that like once I'm in it, but I didn't realize till the night before how dire it was. So so that's that. Did it come easily to you?
It was in fits and starts.
Yeah.
I got to chapter 8 and I was like, this book is done. How much did I promise that I was going to give them? 10? This is terrible. What's happening here? And those were the rough. There were 2 chapters that were really rough, but I think
it seemed effortless. Really,
when we got in it, like I found I found the story that I didn't know was there, and then we switched.
And did
I
you go
switched
back
a
a
couple
lot to your
chapters.
filming for reference? Like I went to my childhood journals. I kept everyone. I mean, they're really, some are really, stinkers. But there was like references. There were receipts. There were things that I was like, did this really happen? Then I'd find in my journal like from 9th grade, like this is the day I was ruined.
Oh wow!
Like when someone made a
So you've been writing this book for.
So that's what Troy was saying, my dear manager, dear friend, partner, and he was saying, you don't worry, you've been writing this book your whole life, and you're like, can it be that easy? I don't believe it, but it's not well written. It's not, but it's like, it's all there in all of us.
You mind it, yeah.
Yeah. So
we had an interesting thing where I shot for the show. We shot a lot of talking head interviews, so experts. One of the great things about the show is that I don't know anything. I'm a layman, so I go and I meet with really cool people. In Kenya, we ended up having the last interview with, oh my gosh.
it's okay. He died.
Yeah, he died.
No, just kidding. That's how I end everything. Don't worry about it.
No, he's like the preeminent paleoanthropologist in the world. And anyway, Annie didn't like the talking head interviews in our show. They just wanted me to sort of wander around and take. What's that?
The one that you took you on the.
No, this is what's his name? Who was in the plane crash? Whose legs were amputated? Richard Leakey. Thank you. Is that what you said? I didn't hear. So Richard Leakey. Anyway, so I had an incredible amount of interviews, face-to-face interviews that I was able to use. And
Yeah, you could use that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I guess this is.
We're getting the
no.
The red light is flashing.
I just love sitting here with you, even though I'm.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this with me. This is amazing. For lending like her starlight. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.